Democrats and Republicans watching and waiting tonight. Democrats at the Sheraton Hotel in downtown Denver.
And 7 News reporter Anna Cabrera is there live. And Anna, I imagine crowds now beginning to gather.
We're starting to see a few people mill into the Democratic watch party here. Of course, because the polls just closed here in Colorado, a lot of folks kind of waiting till a little bit later until there's more of a decisive idea of who's going to win certain races here locally as well as in the presidential race for Colorado. We can tell you that the presidential candidates and their vice presidential candidates also made several stops in our state, some 50 altogether almost here in Colorado. They spent $60 million on campaign ads in Colorado. And it's because there's a 1/3 Democrat, 1/3 Republican, and 1/3 independent vote here in our state. So it really matters who gets out to the polls and makes their voice count today. In the early voting, we saw Republicans with a slight lead over Democrats and independents. And so, again, it could become a really decisive vote as far as who those independents pick. We're also watching 3 key counties, Arapahoe County, where Amanda is, where those voters are really coming out and having to wait in long lines. Jefferson County and Larimer County are the other ones that could make an impact here. Those are the swing counties in our state, and depending on what happens in those counties, that will likely mirror what happens here in our state overall. We saw that with 2008 and the presidential vote, so we'll see that probably here for 2012. I do want to also mention one important interesting note here is that we saw President Obama, who won in 2008, the Democrats had the early voting lead back at that time. And so right now we're seeing an opposite happen here in our state for the 2012 presidential election. We'll keep watch on all the numbers as these polling locations start reporting here throughout the evening, and we'll bring you the latest from the Democratic headquarters here at the Sheraton Hotel. Mike and Ann?
All right,
We'll
you.
be talking with you. Thank you, Anna. The Republicans are holding their watch party. They're at Sports Authority Field in Mile High.
And 7 News anchor Mitch Jelliker is there as well, I should say. Mitch, how's it going there?
All right, here at Sports Authority Field at Mile High, about 10 minutes before the top of the hour, just a flood of people came in here. They had country music playing, lots of folks wearing Republican red. And as soon as the polls closed, they put these big screens on some of these newscasts from around the country. All eyes have been on those numbers about Michigan being taken and many of those other key states, about the polls being closed in Wisconsin. Really no big reaction to this so far from the crowd here, but the crowd is building. It should be shoulder to shoulder. We'll be here all night for you. Anything that happens here at the GOP headquarters, we'll bring it to you live. Mike, Ann?